Over the past week, there's been a lot of discussion about how Canada has been freezing the bank accounts of the protesters involved with the trucker Freedom Convoy protest. In response to trucker protests in Ottawa, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau invoked the Emergencies Act, which gives his government extended powers, including the power to freeze bank accounts and financial assets, including crypto. All of that is pretty damn scary, and if this can happen in Canada, it can happen elsewhere. And because of that, it is best to be prepared. My name is Brie, and in this video, we're talking about how what's happening in Canada affects crypto holders worldwide, why you need to get your crypto off of centralized exchanges, and how you can keep your crypto assets safely stored somewhere away from dangers like hacks and overreaching governments. And the first thing I want to get into here is that despite all the news, it's sort of, how can I say, misinformation? Let me explain what I'm talking about. Despite the recent threats from Canadian officials, real crypto, real decentralized assets cannot be frozen. And that is because Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are decentralized, which means there isn't a central company or entity that the government can come over to, bully, and strong arm them into doing what they want. There is no CEO of Bitcoin. There is no office somewhere where they can go with their police, knock on the door, and tell them, you better freeze these accounts or else. So when you hear the media talking about frozen Bitcoin or other crypto, it's not exactly true. So what exactly is happening? Why are they saying they're freezing crypto as well as bank accounts and other financial assets? Now, if we dig a little deeper, the truth comes out. Reports indicate that Canada's police sent letters to bank and crypto asset exchanges and insisted that those companies cease facilitating any transactions with the aforementioned flagged addresses. So they can't freeze crypto, but the Canadian government can flag specific crypto addresses and ask centralized crypto exchanges to cease providing services to those addresses or freeze funds that are held on the centralized exchange itself. So if you have crypto funds sitting in Coinbase or Binance or Kraken or a Canadian exchange like ShakePay, the government can tell those companies that they have to freeze those assets. But this really isn't how you're supposed to hold your funds in crypto in the first place. The founder of the Kraken crypto exchange posted this on Twitter the other day in response to a question asking if they would have to comply to the orders of the Canadian government. And he tweeted that yes, they would 100% have to comply if they were told to freeze assets held on their exchange. And then he encourages you to get your cash out of exchanges. But this kind of power, this kind of coercion can only be effective against centralized services. And luckily, keeping your crypto on a centralized exchange is not the only option. In fact, I encourage you to never hold your crypto on an exchange for the long term. Because as they say, not your keys, not your coins. And unfortunately, some people are learning about this the hard way right now. So let's talk about safely storing your crypto, getting your crypto off of exchanges and somewhere where it's in your control. And first and foremost, my advice to you is to get a hardware wallet, or at the very least, move your funds to a non-custodial wallet. What does non-custodial mean? It simply means that you store your crypto yourself instead of outsourcing that and getting somebody else like an exchange to store your crypto for you. Note that you do not need a hardware wallet. There are other software wallets like the Moon wallet for Bitcoin or MetaMask for Ethereum and other ERC20 tokens, but hardware wallets are the gold standard and they do offer the best security. So when choosing a hardware wallet, the best, most well-known ones out there are Trezor and Ledger. I myself have a Ledger wallet, and it is a physical device that you plug into your computer and it stores the secret keys to your crypto. It must be physically plugged into your computer in order for you to move your crypto or to spend it, which gives you that added level of security. And there are two different ways to access your crypto with a hardware wallet. First is to have the actual physical device and your PIN number, and the second way to access is to have the secret recovery phrase or your seed phrase. Depending on your wallet, this is usually a 24-word recovery phrase. You write it down, keep it somewhere safe, don't share it with anybody, and your crypto is safe. But this seed phrase can be used to restore access to your crypto in the event your device gets destroyed, you lose it, or it gets stolen. And I cannot stress this enough. You need to store your seed phrase. You'll write down your seed phrase and you need to store that somewhere safe, because if somebody has access to your seed phrase, they have access to your crypto. So it's a good idea to store these somewhere where nobody's going to find it. Keep it somewhere where only you know. And basically, once you've done that, the only way for someone to seize your crypto is for someone to break into your house and take your seed phrase. As you can imagine, this adds a lot of extra friction, so nobody can press a couple of buttons and have your funds. They would have to physically come to your house and force you to reveal the location of your recovery phrase. Now, you could also actually memorize your seed phrase and store your crypto in your brain. How cool is that? But once you get your hardware wallet, it'll walk you through the process of setting everything up, setting your seed phrase, and telling you the best practices for keeping your crypto safe. If you want some extra help in setting up a hardware wallet, I have a video where I walk you through the process right up here. So that covers the basics of hardware wallets, of the basics of storing your crypto safely out of the reach of anyone who might want to take your funds. But if you want to up the ante and go for the ultimate in protection for your crypto, you want to look into something called Multisig. Now, what is Multisig? Multisig wallets are cryptocurrency wallets that require 2 or more private keys to sign and send a transaction. So instead of having the one device, the one set of private keys to access your crypto, instead you might have 3 of these and you would need 2 out of 3 to access your crypto. Or if we're added security, you could do 3 out of 5, 5 out of 7, and so forth. This gives you added security because it eliminates these single points of failure. You could say have one of these things stored in a vault in a bank somewhere, one at home, and have the third key saved on your phone. So that way you need 2 out of 3 of those to access your crypto. And if you lose one, if somebody gets a hold of one, you can simply replace that with a new device with a new private key if you have access to the others. And with Multisig, the devices you use don't all have to be the same. I could have a ledger, a Trezor, and a software option on my phone, so you can mix and match and figure out what works best for you. This can also help protect you from, say, having your house burned down if you have 2 other keys. Elsewhere, your crypto is still good. There's lots of different providers out there for Multisig, but just to give you a place to start, check out keys.casa to check out Casa Multisig. They offer these services at multiple levels, so you can pick what works best for your situation. But for the most part, Multisig isn't necessary for most regular people. Unless you have a shit ton of money in crypto, you want to make sure you're absolutely protecting that, then that's definitely a good idea. But for somebody like me, it doesn't quite make sense just yet, but something to keep in mind for the future. As intimidating as it might seem in the beginning, it's really not difficult to self-custody your own crypto, to get it off of exchanges, get it away from these centralized platforms, centralized services that can be compelled by governments to hand over your funds. So I really encourage you to order a hardware wallet like a Ledger or a Trezor device. Order it straight from the manufacturer just to make sure you're not getting a tampered with item. Get that set up, transfer your funds from the exchanges over to that wallet, and then you can sleep soundly at night knowing your crypto ain't going anywhere, no matter what happens politically in Canada or wherever else you happen to be in the world. Because I honestly would not be surprised to see other countries trying shit like this in the near future. So it's best to be proactive to protect yourself and protect your money and keep your funds safe. But otherwise, if you are relatively new to the crypto space, if you want to learn more about crypto, including how to buy and sell, how to trade, how to get into DeFi, how to get into NFTs, earning passive income on your crypto, then check out my Skillshare course, the Crypto Basics Bootcamp. This is a short but actionable course that'll walk you through all of the basics to get you comfortable in the crypto space, get comfortable with the tech, and familiar with how everything works so you can function as a competent crypto investor. Now, Skillshare is technically a paid platform, but if you use my link in the description below and sign up, you'll get a free 30-day trial, which will give you more than enough time to go through my course and check out any of the other courses on the Skillshare platform. You get access to all of it. But that is it for this video, guys. So I just want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share it with a friend who could also benefit. It's truly, truly the best way to support me and this channel. But otherwise, if you are ready to continue on down that crypto rabbit hole, make sure you check out one of these videos next, and I will see you guys next time.